In this tutorial, we will be talking about histograms with unequal class intervals. When the class intervals in the data are not the same, you cannot use the height of the bars to give the frequency. So basically, we will be introducing a new idea when it comes to histograms. You're basically used to histograms that look like this. They all have the same class width and of the same density, if I must say. This is an example of histograms that we have been using for the past tutorials. In this tutorial, we will be introducing a new type of histograms that has a slight difference to the original ones. Instead, the vertical scale is used to give frequency density, and the equation of frequency density is frequency in F divided by the class width. And so, let us come across some examples in order to know more about the frequency density, which is basically the new idea is going to be introduced in this tutorial. So, talking about the frequency density, let's take this example. The ages of young people visiting a park are shown in the frequency table. Draw a histogram to show these results. So you have this table right here. The left column of the table talks about the ages of the groups of people that are attending the park. And on the right side, you have their frequency. So we already know that the class boundaries are limited to the lower bound. So the first one is ages from 5 to 10. The second one is 10 to 16. We also have greater than 18. Notice the difference between 5 and 10 is 5, the difference between 10 and 16 is 6, and the difference between 16 and 18 is 2. So we do not have equal class boundaries. So the class widths in such case are 5, 6, and 2. Obviously they're not equal. In previous examples, we used to have the class widths equal. In such case, they were limited to 5. But in such case, they are different. So this is where you need to calculate the frequency density. As I've said before, it is basically the frequency f over the class widths. So the first one is 10 over 5, which is equivalent to 2. The second is 24 over 6, and that is 4. The third is 6 over 2, and that is 3. And the final one is going to stay 0 since we had 0 as its original frequency. Now that we have calculated the frequency density, we can go ahead and draw a histogram about the frequency density of the ages of the people attending the park. So on the horizontal axis, we're going to have the age of the people attending the park. On the vertical axis, we're going to have their frequency density. The title is going to be Frequency Histogram for Ages. So we had 5. Let's go each box by 1 unit, 10, 16, and 18. Now for the vertical axis, I'm going to use a scale of 1 since we are limited to small numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go ahead and plot the histogram. For the first bar, we have from 5 to 10, and their frequency density was equivalent to 2. So here's our first bar. Now for the second one, 10 to 16, we had 4. It goes all the way up to 4. The third one, 16 to 18, we only had 3, and so this bar is up to 3. Notice that the bars do not have the same width. And that would be all for this tutorial.